today.
Is this a topic that I'm allowed to talk about, or will I be told to stick to bodybuilding and shut up with
Well,
you?
you've actually done some bodybuilding stuff today, so I think you've earned the right to speak on this.
I've earned it, okay. What, is that a conspiracy
Yeah,
theory? Or
well, actually, we'll call it conspiracy multiple choice.
Okay.
Okay.
I just want to show you my penny shifting, you like that?
Who rules the world? A mysterious global elite,
Aliens?
e.g. Rothschilds, that sort of scenario.
Yeah.
B, big corporations, big pharma, the military industrial complex.
Mm-hmm.
Or C, the elected leaders of the various countries. And I'll actually,
let's cross C off right now.
I think we should do a poll on this and find out what the viewers think. And I think, even though this is probably a useless
Well, we'll get rid of C right now for the elected leaders and heads of countries and states. And then B we can almost get rid of, because when we go back to the first one, the elite, like the Rothschilds and all those type of people, the Soros and all them, they pretty much own all those big businesses, the big pharmaceuticals, the weapon manufacturers, the oil companies. So pretty much that's the elite. Those ones, the ones that Epstein used to help.
Well, it's funny you mention that, because, okay, two reasons. The minute I put that video up, it was automatically demonetized. Like, normally it takes a couple of days for him to pick it up. Straight away that got demonetized, and it hardly got any views. So obviously it's been...
They've locked it away somewhere.
Yeah, put it down the thing. The most interesting one that I just heard this morning on a podcast before work, ABC in America, a reporter's being caught on camera by that Project Veritas. I don't know if you know that.
I've heard of them.
Yeah, this guy that he has people undercover, and he was big in the elections about when the Democrats were rigging the primaries and all that sort of thing. He got people on tape. An ABC reporter has said that she had the story on...
I heard that about the...
Epstein 3 years ago.
When they wouldn't play it, yeah, and didn't the royal family also try and squash it? Yeah, because I remember I heard about that. Yeah, he said he got the whole interview, and she's got the interview and all the evidence. But yeah, 3 years ago she was told they couldn't air it and stuff like that. So,
and in this thing, she said that this guy could be one of the worst pedophiles of all time. So this...
And then it was on the radio again the other day. They're talking about him and Prince Andrew and then Clinton and all that sort of stuff. And of course it goes on, because you'd heard about it. And I think when it first came out, even a while ago, they brushed it out really quick. There's even some big high-profile Hollywood names and actors and stuff. So yeah, but then they had a thing on Epstein again. Where was it, the family or someone else got a private, or their own coroner, and they were even saying about the breaks in his neck is not substantial to someone that choked himself, for suicide. It was like, okay, the 3 breaks in your neck are, okay, you could do that if we're on a fucking hangman's platform and the floor opens up and you fall through it, or you jump off a fucking bridge or a chair. But just put some fucking thing around the bar there, or fucking tie it on a door handle, and me sit down on the floor just so it chokes me to death, ain't gonna fucking snap and break my neck. Yeah, but also too with a sheet that's designed to not strangle.
Yeah. Well, this reporter, and you can hear it in her own words.
You think she might end up with a broken neck?
Well, she says, she goes, for sure, it was a hit. He was a renowned blackmailer,
Can you imagine?
And he blackmailed, and there was a lot of high-profile people involved.
He made the mistake of blackmailing Clinton. Didn't you see the record of suicides by Clinton?
No, well, that's a funny one. They're saying, I think there's 47 people that have committed suicide or died, and out of that, 11 of their bodyguards have. So
That's a stressful job.
Yeah. So, the more you look into this stuff, and
Well, can you imagine though, if he's got that island, he knows who's going there, from world leaders, the movie stars, the heads of business and stuff. The shit he would know that. I'm surprised he wasn't bumped off earlier. But like I said, he's probably might have got greedy, because if you've got that sort of shit, you got photos, you got footage, you got whatever.
Yeah.
So as long as he kept that away, it's like you see in the movies, if anything ever happens to me, this is all going to get leaked out and shit. So maybe they got a hold of it and said, well, you know what, we can get rid of you now, because as long as you've got that hanging over their heads, they're not going to fucking touch you. So, maybe someone got in there and got it all wiped out, goes, okay, we've cleared order. Fucking files, he's got nothing, kill him. Yeah, but going back to the question now, it's the big rich elite that run the world. We're just like a game to them when it comes to wars, oil and shit like that. It's crazy. They don't give a shit. It's like Australia here, even where they say it's a natural disaster with the droughts and shit.
Yeah.
And now today the government's like, well, we're going to give the farmers loans up to millions of dollars with interest free for 2 years. It's like, what we do? The farmers, without the farmers, we don't have fucking produce or food or meat or milk or shit like that. But yet some other bumfuck country will have a cyclone or a hurricane, or here's 500 million straight away.
Yeah.
That's like, fucking hell, why don't you just give the farmers fucking money like you give these other countries?
Yeah.
It's a fucking joke.
Well, for me, the whole illusion is completely disappeared with these.
Are you woke?
Well, not just that. Just you see that. For me, it's they bring in all these rules about, you can't lift a 20 kilo box, or you can't say this, or you can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Saying that they've got our best interests at heart. But yet, property developers gave politicians donations, both sides.
The Chinese ones.
And no, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And then they let them build all these apartments. Flooded the country with extra people to
Well, Newcastle now, here's a good example where we had the big light rail debate going on. We got rid of the Newcastle train station. We're going to open the land up for greenery, for fucking people to use, a nice area for families to come and shit. Now it's up for sale for the big developers.
Yeah, right.
They all fucking lie. It all comes down to money.
Yeah, so they've let these developers build these second-rate apartments.
The ones that fall down now.
And these people going to be bankrupt. Like the places,
They can't really sell it.
No.
I know that was that one over near Olympic Park. Weren't they charging each person in there so much money to help fix it, and now they're going to have to pay more money to fix it and shit like that.
Well, I think the one at Mascot, it was up to 14,000 a month, and it's just disgraceful. Like, these people were gonna,
and the government does nothing. But they don't do anything. It's like, when it comes down to petrol prices, we're going to look into this. We know why the petrol prices go up and the price gouging. Same with electricity prices. We're going to look into this. They don't give a shit.
Yeah. I just think it's like...
They don't do anything but just help themselves.
It just shows you that...
I think there's coming time soon where if Australians weren't so fucking drunk and fucking lazy, and I think still, some are still that little bit too comfortable.
Yeah.
It's going to come a time where I think we should end up like fucking Hong Kong and just riot the fuck and let the government know we're fucking sick of their bullshit.
Yeah.
Because, going on Facebook and writing shit, you don't help the farmers, or saying what I say about, you give all this money to Indonesia when they have a hurricane or a flood, or give them hundreds of millions and you don't give nothing to the farmers. And one farmer said just to get some sort of benefits, he had to fill out like 42 pages of bullshit just to get a couple of $1,000, and giving a farmer an interest-free loan of a couple of million in 2 years, well, in come 2 years, you still got to pay that money back, and if his farm's still not going good, how the fuck are you going to pay that back? So then the government just come take the farm off him and sell it to China.
Yeah.
So I don't get that too, how we can fucking sell and lease all our shit to China.
Yeah. Oh, I think that the answer with, like, I'm not a massive fan of giving handouts because then you make people relying on them. But the government, I hate saying the word the government because the government's hopeless. They can't do anything. But
in certain circumstances, like with the farmers, you know, I like believing handouts too, because then everyone's going to go, well, my business is going down the shit, gives a handout. Well, they did for things like Qantas and that, didn't they, and some of those type of things. But here we have farmers that have been in drought for years and years. The suicide rate now is so high for fucking farmers and shit. So these people actually do need a proper handout, considering they're the ones that put. Can you imagine if the farmers just said, okay, I'd love to see it. So some of them are going broke now, they're not making money, so they're thinking, what have we got to lose?
yeah,
Just don't pick their crop, turn it over, or pick it and sell it themselves on the side of the road to the local people in the street. Don't send your fucking meat, don't send your fucking vegetables to Woolworths and shit like that. They're like, fuck you, you're not giving us nothing for our milk hardly, so they're already fucking doing it hard. So for just like 2 weeks even, just say 2-3 weeks, the farmers just go, fuck it. We'll show you how much you need us, and all the farmers just stood together and just fucking let their crops and shit. Don't send it to any fucking Coles, Woolies, nothing. When they come to pick up their milk, go, no, we used the milk to water our fucking plants. We just turned it back into the ground, and all the fruit and veggies. I'd fucking put it on a big truck and take it down. Say you're living out in Wagga Wagga and you got like vegetables out there or fruit. I'd put it all in a truck and go down to the main street or a local park. Go on Facebook, hey Father, this is Farmer Jim from such and such. I'll be down the park today giving away fucking apples. If you want them, come pick them up.
Yeah.
I wouldn't fucking give fuck all to the... I'd say too, if you want to make a donation, that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, you can leave a couple of dollars, but take as much as you want.
Yeah.
Fuck the big fucking Woolworths and shit like that. That's what they should do, and just let them show them who's fucking, you know, got the power.
Yeah. Well, I think, you know, the government, well, we're saying, you know, there should be
Those idiots.
some people, like, whether it's the government or, you know, that's where we've got to act as a community and go...
Like you said, the government, though, when you look at them, they say they're our elected people, and that's all bullshit, but they're so out of touch. That's why I hate when you see them go on TV and they say, I hear the people, I listen to the people, I know what the people want. I'm like, what fucking planet you on? They don't fucking listen to the people at all.
Yeah.
The people say one thing and they do the fucking opposite.
Yeah.
So.
No, I'd love to see a politician act for the long term, and in the case of the farmers, what the farmers need is water. We get rain and then the rain washes away because we haven't got dams.
No dams. No pipelines.
Yeah.
Look at Saudi Arabia and Dubai and some of these places where they go out growing crops in the middle of the desert. Look at Vegas and places out there in America where they put water out there. We even look at what Lake Air around there when it rains. That place is so green and fertile. We haven't done any stuff. Oh, they did that pipeline from Western Australia going inland back in the 40s or 50s, I think. Why can't they do that again?
Yeah.
And then it was on the radio, they were mad early this week because I'm not sure what it was. I'm not sure if it was a salmon or some fucking fish that was going to having trouble because there was no water. They wanted 60 billion litres, but the council, whoever decided, will give you 22 billion litres. So they let all this water go for the fish, and everyone's in uproar alone. The fucking fish, the farmer should come before the fish. It's like, okay, whoopee fucking do. It's like, you know, you can get a few fish and keep them and hatchery, put them in hatchery and save them later on, but you just let 22 billion litres of water go just to fucking save this fish type. The fish wasn't going to die, but they just thought they needed more water. The farmers are begging for water. Then if the farmer wants to build a dam, they charge them for the water and shit. It's like...
Yeah. Oh, look, there's no doubt that there'd be some farms that are inefficient and whatever, and you know, or growing the wrong crops and haven't invested in the right equipment and things like that. But you know, the government has increased our population.
Oh yeah.
By you know, it's the full.
And it's going up and up and up all the time. And like you said, without the water and food and all this other shit, how are we going to fucking survive?
Yeah, and
it's going to be like Mad Max. You know how they had the water. Yeah. That's going to be true because water's going to be one of the biggest. Well, look at the price of bottles of water. It's more than Coke and anything else. And I mentioned it before, Nestle was buying up all those waterfalls in Brazil and shit, so whoever pretty much owns the water can pretty much control everything, because you need water for everything.
Yeah. No,
you can go without food for a long time, you can't go without water and stuff, and then you need the water to grow the food, so people don't think much about it, but it's being done.
Yep, no, well, I think the best thing we can...
And then I start thinking too, we go back to conspiracy theories, maybe this is just a big thing because we've lost our car plant. How much manufacturing is overseas now? Pretty much all of it.
Yes.
And there you go places, you see seafood from Philippines, from Malaysia.
Yes.
Now you see oranges, produce of fucking Italy and stuff. I'm like, why are we getting fruit and veggies from overseas? I see it as just another maybe conspiracy here, scheme that the government's deliberately fucking putting our farmers out of business. So we go, next thing you know, every bit of fruit and vegetables will be fucking imported before long. So just like we do with every other manufacturing here, steel, this, that, cars, it all fucking slowly just snuck away. Now I'm thinking by them not giving the farmers water or releasing water and stuff like that, once the farms are all gone, okay, we have to get all from overseas, so that'll be the next big thing.
Yeah.
Mark my words. Even Pauline said about the Chinese coming in, they laughed at her. I'll go around Sydney now and see who's fucking laughing. Fucking hell.
Oh, look, I just think we're back to the phones.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to control us.
They're listening. Here's the funny thing. They say they're not listening, but here's a perfect example of how they are. They say, that was on TV a couple of months ago. Someone goes, it's just a coincidence. If you talk about a holiday somewhere and then you're on Facebook or whatever, Instagram, and the holiday comes up, you're like, oh wow, look, it's listing. It's like, no, they just put out random ads, and sometimes because you're thinking about it, because you want to go on a holiday, it comes up. And now here's something where I know it's bullshit. My mate Thomas has this product called F11. It's like this great car spray. It does wax polish all in one. So he's like, Lee, I'll get you some. I never heard of F11. So I was at his place one day and he did my car and he's talking about it, F11 this, F11 that. I get home that night, go on Facebook, and as soon as I scrolled, F11 car product come up. I'm like, I've never seen it before, heard of it before. He talked about it that day because he was putting it on the car and saying how much it costs. He'll order some in and stuff. And as soon as I logged on to Facebook that night, F11 best car detailing spray. I'm like,
and you never even put it
in your phone. Never seen it, never typed it in, never fucking did anything. So there you go. They're fucking listening.
Well,
yes. I hadn't even seen it on Facebook. I'll see spy cameras and shit like that on Facebook and stuff, but I've never seen this product ever. I'm like, what is it again? He's like, oh, F11, and he showed me the bottle and that. And sure enough, I get home, I'm scrolling. Didn't have to go more than 2. Oh, look at that. There's a fucking little ad. Someone putting it all over their car and shit. I'm like, well, there you go.
Well, I think that's...
And being a name like that too, it's not like a name you just come out with, Mothers or Maguire's car wax.
Yeah, I know. I'd never heard of it.
F11, I'll be like,
yeah,
from a plane or something, but no.
No, look...
Put your phone on the table, keep saying F11 and see if you get ads later on.
Yeah, okay, that's a good test. Well, I'd love to hear if the viewers do that and see what the results are. But back to the phones, I think, you've seen in the gym that the people are just glued to them. Oh. And I don't know if it's a...
Look, if someone could honestly say, listen, okay, maybe put it in flight mode or whatever, if you're just going to use it for your music, well, still, to me, it's still a bit big. Sometimes with Bluetooth it might reach, you can leave it in your bag, but you can still buy iPods last time I checked, or those little things where you can put music on it and listen to it. But even then, to me, it's like, even having things in your ears like the earpods or the fucking cord around your neck, it fucking gets in the way and annoying. I said, just go in a fucking train, feed off your training partner, feed off the atmosphere, and just get your mind into the muscle, because carrying this around is just like, yeah.
No, but I think it's bigger than that. I think they're trying to control us. Mm-hmm. Their social media is throwing up all these pictures. No one posts a picture of themselves having a bad day.
No,
it's all about the...
Or occasionally I've noticed, because I'm back on Facebook now for Mental Hamster, sometimes things will come up. You get the odd fitness girl or that having a bad day, this and that, and complain, and then she'll get we're here for you, baby, we're here for you. You know, that little, sometimes people throw out that little sympathy fishing hook just so everyone can tell them it's okay.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck off. It's like, that's probably what's making you fucking mental, being on your phone on Facebook, and now you're looking to Facebook for fucking therapy. That's what caused you to have the mental problems in the first place.
Look, what it's doing is, I've worked it out myself that they're filtering what you see, so you're not going to hear about the Epstein thing, or unless you have to go looking for it.
I put up a thing about, what did I put up? Oh, on Instagram. This was a couple of months ago. I was putting up about vote for Trump 2020 and all this Trump stuff, and then for almost a month or two, people couldn't find me. Like, if you put in my name and search for me, I wasn't even coming up into search engines and shit. Like, even people that followed me, if they put in official Lee Priest, blah blah blah, it'd be the very last one, whereas before it'd be right at the top.
Yeah, no, I noticed.
I went into, someone said, it's like someone called it like some sort of ghost mode they put you in or something. Yeah, so yeah, just because. And the other thing I'd put up at the time was a whole heap of Trump stuff about voting for Trump. So you know, it's like they control everything. So.
Well, I just posted that video that we did last time on it.
Epstein or
Trump just last night. So it'll be interesting to see if that one gets demonetised or.
But the whole media thing is even like this whole, you know, everything's got to be PC. Like they're going on today. The latest things that is it Margaret Court, the tennis player. How she's a religious person. She had her views on gay marriage, and she just said, I don't think people should get married who are gay and stuff like that. And now they're saying how, because Rod Laver or whatever it is being brought over to come to the Australian Open. She says, well, I'll go if I get treated the same as him and my airfare's paid for, blah blah blah, and this and that. They're like saying, well, she shouldn't even be there because of this and that. Some people are getting pretty rude, going they should take the name of her stadium off. It's like, you know, the person herself and her beliefs, whether it's religious or just her beliefs, the way she was brought up, she doesn't go out there gay bashing just because she said you asked her and she says, okay, my belief is, what do you think gay marriage? Well, I don't think they should get married, and that was it. She doesn't go out there saying, holding up signs, gay is this, gay is that, they shouldn't be married. So her sporting achievement shouldn't come into her fucking thing. It's even like Israel Folau when he came out with that whole thing, we mentioned it before. Even now they had him on TV, just a couple of weeks ago, Israel Folau and his homophobic comments and blah. It's like, he wasn't homophobic, he just said that, you know, what he believes in the Bible, where it says, you know, the gays shouldn't be together and stuff like that. But that whole list of stuff, remember he said fornicators, adulterers, he had, you know, people that do drugs. He had a list of like 12 different things, but on the news the only thing they ever mention is homophobic, you know, gay views and this and that. So they're just solely singling this out, and now they're saying, well, maybe they shouldn't have her at the Australian Open because all the gay protesters were going to come down. It's like, you know, even the gay protesters, like, okay, you might not believe in, if you're gay and you're married and you're happy, who cares? Just because this woman, that's her beliefs, you protesting and going like idiot ain't going to change her beliefs. That's just the way she thinks, you know. So she's not going out there fucking, like I said, holding up signs abusing you or abusing gay people. She's not going past gay nightclubs saying, oh, go to hell, you all should die and shit. Somebody asked her beliefs, she gave them, and that's it. She doesn't sit there talking about it every day. So yeah, they're saying, well, they should strip her of these titles and strip her the name off the tennis thing. It's like, you know, people, it's like, why can't people have their own opinion? Everyone's got a different opinion. Okay, you might not like it, but it's their opinion and shit like that. So they said she's not out there like a Nazi going around burning the gays at a stake and fucking locking them up and gassing them and shit like that. Fuck me, Dad. It's just her beliefs, whether it be religious or the way she was brought up. There's still people in America that, you know, the way they're brought up, they don't think races should mix, whether black, white, you know, some still like Jewish people shouldn't marry these people. Everyone should marry within their own religion still. There's countries like that. So that's just the way they're brought up. Doesn't mean they're bad people, you know. So I'm sure she's not a bad person. That's just her belief when it comes to gay marriage. So if you didn't ask her that, you probably wouldn't even know. So you'd be like, oh, she's a lovely lady. So
it's all part of the...
It's nothing similar when on my Facebook or Instagram, I mean, when people, I might make a joke and someone goes, do you believe in God? I'm like, no. Well, I fucking hate you, but they get so fucking abusive and she's like, wait a minute, you've been a fan of mine all these years, you think I'm wonderful, great, oh, you're a legend, but now you know I don't believe in God, I'm a different person all of a sudden. Or when I had put up those Trump things, oh, you like Trump, do you? Yeah, you're a fucking idiot, that I'm going to unfollow you. I'm like, well, what difference does that make? It's fucking crazy.
Well, it comes back to the
Phones.
No, the people that are trying to control the world.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you only have to look at the blueprint, which was, you know, Soviet, the Soviet Union. There was one. You know, you had to think. Everyone had to think the same. Everyone had.
Have you even noticed when it comes to that too? Even like, I could be going there to China, but have you ever noticed that people go to China, say it's a great place, people are happy in this, but yet we always hear about China, communism, they can't do anything. Okay, the internet's protected and shit like that. There's a lot of stuff they can't get online, which is probably a fucking good thing. Yeah. The government might block a lot of shit online, but yet when you go over there, people are very prosperous. It's one that, like, I don't even know why they call it a third world country, or it should be up there as one of the fucking world leading countries more than even America. The amount of shit they do, like electronic wise and manufacturing and shit like that. So yeah, you look at places like China, comes back and says, I didn't see this. You know, when you hear about the media, if American media talks about it, we talk about it, or the people are so oppressed and this and that, but when you go over there, they're happy. Or they're just acting happy, because if they don't act happy, they'll get fucking, it's like fucking bullshit. I said, they're more, like you said, the place is clean. You ever been to some of those places like Singapore and shit? You won't see a piece of paper on the fucking ground. Everything's clean, it's nice, the roads are beautiful and shit like that. Here you come here, it's like, fuck, roads are full of potholes, fucking people are fucking dickheads, fucking mess everywhere. Let's have fucking New Year's Eve down at the harbour, and then fucking next morning, look at the fucking trash everywhere. And after these cunts are all about climate change and fucking keeping the world clean and shit, and you know, they're fucking, there's garbages everywhere. They bring in more bins and no one fucking uses them. And they're the same one going about a plastic straw in the ocean. Well, look at the shit you just left right beside the harbour. It's a fucking joke.
Well, we've got to fight this.
Yes. Farmers, stand up. Don't sell your fruit and vegetables or produce or milk or anything to Woolworths or Coles for 2 weeks. I want a 2-week ban and boycott. You want to get rid of it? Take it to your local park. Have the people in the town, Wagga, wherever you are, parks, any country town, just turn up at your local park and just give it away, and the people in that town and city can leave you a donation and stuff like that. You probably make more money with a donation than you would with what the prices Coles pays you for the fucking shit.
And for the rest of you, turn off your phones. Don't let these puppet masters control your lives.
Everything I got on there, I turn notifications off and put it on silent. Like I said, you control your phone. Don't let it control you. But sadly, it does. You see people when their phone battery's going flat. Oh my God, my battery's going flat. Or I laugh too when sometimes it'll be on the news. Such and such, there was an outage with Facebook for a couple of hours, and people go fucking ballistic. Yeah. It's like, oh my God, I can't get on Facebook.
Talk to my wife.
Exactly. They've actually got to communicate with people. Yeah. They don't know what to do. And even when it's fucking out, you see people. Oh, it's still down.
Yeah.
2 minutes later. Oh, it's still down. It's like, how about you fucking wait a whole hour before you check it again? And it's like, you know, no matter what happens, when you get onto Facebook or Instagram, it's got that little love heart, you can go down there and see who's made comments. Just click on your photo and go through them later on. You don't need to see it instantly as it's fucking happening. That's fucking crazy. And then you got the dickheads who, not only do I have a fucking phone, I got to have the fucking Apple Watch too, because now I can fucking, if my phone's not near me, I can still, message, notification, fucking notification. It's like, what the fuck? Now you got to have it on you fucking all the time. And then they wonder why people are fucking getting stressed. And another big thing is now people are getting sick, they're stressed and shit because they're up all night on their fucking phone. Same thing as, like, I've done it once or twice, and I never do it generally, but once or twice, sometimes, like Dave Plummer, when I do his show, if he hasn't messaged me, when I take a piss at 2 a.m. or something, I'll get my phone, I'll have a quick look, to see if he sent me a message, and he would have, but while I check his, like, oh, there'll be something from Aaron from England because of the time difference. Yeah. All of a sudden, I just start reading Aaron's message, oh, okay, let me just share that picture. By the time I go to bed, I'm like this. Fucking wide awake, my fucking brain's going again and shit like that, because you shouldn't be checking your phone. Put it in another room when you're sleeping and shit like that. And what about the alarm? Well, fucking buy a cheap alarm clock if you need a fucking alarm. But, you know, people are up all night, kids, everything, like teenagers going to school, they're on their phones 24/7 talking to people, chatting, and they wonder why their fucking grades are going down or work productivity is going down. People are so stressed out and shit because they're not getting any fucking rest. They're fucking 24/7. Oh, let me take a piss during the night. Oh, let me check Facebook while I'm up. I was like, why?
Oh, there